All right, so it's day 4, day after my local match that I didn't shoot very well. Had a lot of problems, and it was a real frustrating match. And it's easy to get mad about not performing well and get frustrated, but you got to remember that you go to those matches to spend time with other shooters and to improve. That's what you go for, and try not to get too caught up in the competition side of things. But finished 5th overall, 3rd with pistols. Those pistol caliber carbines are kind of difficult to beat when they don't have to reload. But just such a frustrating match. I really made I got a lot of tunnel vision, and just really didn't. I had some poor game plans, I think, is what really cost me. All right, so stage 1 was the Bill Wilson 5x5 drill again. I shot in practice so horribly yesterday, or the day before that. So, and of course my camera goes dead after the first string, so I only got 1 string of video. But it basically went the same as Friday, but I didn't have the double feed issue. The magazine dropped out. But I still shaved, and I only shot 2 down, so I saved about 10 seconds off my 5x5 drill on that. And then, it was just frustrating. The next stage was stage 4 for me, and I did not even think about shooting the drop turner before. I had 3 rounds in my gun, and I got to the stop plate, so I put the 3 rounds, and I wanted a fresh magazine in before I shot that drop turner because it was so fast. Never even thought about shooting that drop turner first and then reloading and shooting that 1 target. So it's just something I got to think of. And I was the last shooter. I had plenty of opportunity to think about it, but I really got to come up with better game plans. So after stage 1, the magazine fell out. I took that magazine. I number them so I can identify and help identify bad magazines. So I took that one. It was number 6 from yesterday. I threw that thing in the bottom of my range bag and got rid of it and went on about my day. So now that I threw that magazine away, I was thinking that I wouldn't have any more problems. And it's quite obvious, the video from yesterday, that magazine fell out a few more times. And it was like it fell out at different times, like in the middle of a magazine and toward the end of a magazine. So after editing or posting Friday's video and editing yesterday's video, it's pretty obviously that the magazine release spring is broken. And I found it last night. It's a little piece of wire. It's not... Of course I broke it getting it out, but it's such a cheap piece, and it's so frustrating to have problems with it. Something that I should replace yearly. So it's a good lesson to just go ahead and replace the small parts. Matter of fact, I'm going to order a bunch of small parts. So if you could think of any Glock parts that should be replaced yearly, I guess I should look at my manual. But leave me a comment or anything. I'm definitely going to chase the magazine release itself, and just all the little parts that I need to replace yearly. So it's real frustrating that it's such a cheap little piece that makes so much trouble. And so now I don't know if my magazines are good. I'm assuming they are, because once I put that new spring in, that magazine release is a lot stiffer, and I should have realized that something was wrong with it way before that. Alright, so what I'm really going to do from here on out is focus on the little things, like little parts that can break and give you trouble. And I kind of come up with a game plan. I got to come up with a second plan. I'm going to look at the stages, come up with 1 plan, and then force myself to come up with a second plan just to help get a fresh point of view on a stage and make sure there's nothing I'm missing. So I'm going to force myself to come up with a second game plan. It's real common. A lot of these stages are the same, and it's not very. You don't have very many ways to shoot them, so you kind of get dull and pointless. But I'm going to shoot a lot of matches this month, so I've got to challenge myself to come up with different ways to shoot matches. And I'm going to shoot every stage like it's a sanctioned match, and keep it as simple as possible as the game plan. Because a lot of times, especially at local matches, I'll work on like my transitions, or if it's a long transition that I wouldn't do in a sanctioned match like that, that I would do at a local. And also at a local match, I'll throw in some extra tactical reloads just to get some practice in on those. And I'm not going to do that this month. I'm just going to try to practice perfectly and, challenge myself to come up with second game plans.